everybody. I am going to be on another episode of The Mind of Reese, so come on in. I'm so excited. So we're going to talk about why I invested $100K in mentorship and I made it back in 62 days. So how I made $100K investment back in 62 fucking days. So as we just get right into this, I invested over $100,000 in mentorship this year. I know. And to some of y'all, that might sound fucking banana crazy. That might sound so fucking banana crazy. And I just want to get into like all the reasons. So I've invested probably over $100K in mentorship, probably like almost every year for the last 3 years. But I've invested in mentorship for the last 5 years. And and I made it back in 62 days. So 100K investment made back in 62 days. That's the number that used to be my entire year's income. That used to be like the entire year. I used to make 100K in an entire year trading all of my time for money, and I made it back in 62 days. Now, that's, it's a little over 2 months, but not because I got lucky, not because I had like some sort of like trust fund or giant team or some secret funnel, but because I lead differently now and because I move differently now. So if you're done entertaining small plays and ready to activate your next level, the one that stretches your capacity, expands your mission, and cements like your leadership, this episode will hand you the keys. So let's go all in, okay? So there was a time when I was still trading a lot of time for money, not because I wasn't like ready to go big. And I feel like you're probably here. You probably are asking yourself this question, like, I feel you're like ready. You're so ready. I'm always fucking ready. You're probably like me and you're like, I'm always fucking ready. I'm always ready. The vision, the fire, the capacity, that's been alive in me since day one, since the moment I became an entrepreneur 16 years ago. But the path wasn't quite clear, right? And we have those moments where we're like, I don't know which way to go. Like, I don't know what the journey's going to look like. But for someone who knows that they're meant to lead something legendary, that kind of like ambiguity, that weird feeling that like, ooh, I don't know if this is going to land, can feel like walking blindfold through your own empire. And I kept thinking the missing piece was like out there. But the perfect offer, the right niche, the next level audience that would finally get it, right? But what I really needed wasn't a new offer. It was a new operating system. And it wasn't a strategy issue. It was a leadership initiation. Because what I was actually doing was trying to control my way to clarity. And control, that's not leadership. That's fear in drag. That's fear in disguise, bitch. This is what I teach my clients now. If you need everything to be certain before you move, you're not leading, you're waiting. We think we need clarity before we act, but leaders act and create clarity as they go. And here's the paradigm shift that changed my entire fucking business. The moment I let go of control was the moment I stepped into true command. Not control over the external world, but control over how I moved in it, right? Power over my energy. Trust in my vision and devotion to the mission without needing every piece to be fucking perfect. And from that place, of course, offers dropped, the positioning clicked, the cash flow accelerated, and I was able to make 100K back in 62 days, make a 100K investment back in 62 days. So I stopped trying to find my lane, but because I realized I was the lane. I am the lane, right? So you need to stop trying to find your lane and realize you are the lane. That's when you start moving like a leader who doesn't just follow maps. She writes them. She walks first. She holds the frequency so others can rise with her. And this is where mentorship became the match. Because what shifted everything for me was deciding mentorship wasn't a luxury. It was the vessel for my next identity. And I didn't invest to be told what to do. I invested to calibrate to the version of me that already knew. And I can rhyme, bitches. Right? Like to be in rooms where power wasn't taught, it was embodied. to be mirrored by women who wouldn't let me play small even if I fucking asked them to, which I would never. But mentorship gave me frameworks, yes, but more importantly, it gives you mirrors. So here's what no one tells you. You can spend $100K on mentorship, but if you don't move like a motherfucking visionary inside it, you won't change a fucking thing. So I'm going to walk you through what it looks like to be the best ROI, to make your investments back in days, months instead of years, to have 50K, 60K months, the leadership moves, the identity shifts, the strategic decisions that allows me to scale with soul from $11 offers to 20K mentor packages, all backed by energetic integrity. Because once I stopped waiting for the fucking map and I became the one who builds it, that's when the whole game changes. Okay? So take your notes, save this for later. Let me know you're here. I love you guys so much for being here, and let's fucking go. Okay, so some of the bold moves that I made, these were some things that I really like. They really, really shifted the way that I walked in the world, what I did versus just what I listened. Like, I didn't just listen to what I was hearing when it came to what I hear in the online space, the mentorships, what boundaries I hold, these kinds of things, but I actually took that within and I implemented it. So number one, take bold, embodied action daily before the results were visible. So like, I stopped waiting for certainty and started acting from conviction. And I wasn't really focused on getting it right. I was focused on getting on motion, because there is a huge paradox of control here. Like, you control, as most of us learn it, is rooted in fear. It's about managing outcomes, predicting timelines, holding the wheel, white knuckling so we don't veer off fucking track. It's an attempt to avoid chaos, to avoid failure, to avoid the unknown. But here's the paradox that becomes clear with the moment you begin to truly lead, is the more you try to control everything, the less power you actually have. Because in control, you're reacting, you're efforting, you're tightening, and power, real power, embodied, magnetic, grounded fucking power comes from trust. Real power comes from trust, from presence, from knowing you can handle whatever fucking arises, not from needing to know exactly how it will. So when we let go of control, we don't become passive. We don't surrender our standards or our direction. We step into command. We step into the position as the woman, as the artist, as the visionary of like, I'm fucking here and I believe in me. I don't have to believe in anything else. I don't have to believe in the house. I don't have to believe in the external shit. I just believe that I'm going to figure it the fuck out. That's what I believe. And when you believe that, you allow that creative field to meet you. You take action from intuition and not from panic, and you move with power because you're no longer gripping it. The moment you let go of control is the moment you stop being a micromanager of your fucking life and start becoming the fucking author of it. And you don't get blown around by uncertainty anymore. You become the one who anchors in the storm. You stop chasing the timelines and start collapsing them. You know, I had received a comment the other day that was like, oh, I'm always chasing after that money. And I'm like, bro, why you be chasing after money? Like, I love money. Like, money is yummy. Money is a neutral resource that I love to utilize all of the time. Money is like, if they tell you that money doesn't make you happy, I'm just going to say you haven't spent enough on it being generous to people. Like, let me just be real. But like, money is amazing, but why are you chasing it? There is no need to be chasing any of that shit. Because the thing is that when your mission is rooted in service, when your mission is to be delusionally, like unreasonably hospitable, like giving, generous, valuable, when that is your mission, to help people, to offer transformation, to give people a faster way to get to where they want to go, like, you don't need to chase no money, bruh. And I say bruh because it was a man. You don't need to be chasing that fucking money. It just starts coming to you because of your conviction to believe in you, not in the conviction that you believe in the thing that you're doing. You're like, holy fuck, I'm just doing this thing and I got no hands. My hands are up here. Like, this is what we're doing. So you're sourcing your power from within, because you're no longer outsourcing your safety to a plan. So that's the kind of control that actually changes your life. Not the illusion of control, not the ego-based management system, but true energetic authority. And it only arrives when you're willing to lose the version of control you've been taught to gain the control that is actually yours. So that's number one, is to the paradoxical, let go of control so you can have all of the control. This is the reason why I don't just scale the business. I help scale the whole fucking woman, the whole fucking visionary, the whole fucking creative. Okay. Number two, I stopped underestimating my brilliance and started building an ecosystem around it. So let's get into a little bit of the masculine here, okay? Like the masculine, the strategy, the structures of things. So when I talk about having $11 offers to 20K private containers, I designed my brand to meet people where they were and still hold a high frequency across the board. I created signature offers that scale with soul, backed by systems, stories, and sovereignty. So what I mean is that I got really clear on how I desired to help people and all roads leading to a specific simplified offer suite that allowed people to come into my world so that I no longer had to trade my one-to-one time to make money. I now created offers in order for people to come into my world, leading high-level, high-caliber buyers into my world through the way that I positioned myself, positioned the brand, and people come in from $11 to all the way to 20K packages. Right? We create a simplified offer suite, a simplified way to get into your world through the natural free gift of content. You create content, you give the free gift, people want to come into your world. And the way that you position yourself in that free gift, in the content, will absolutely drive certain types of people into your spaces. Okay? The third thing, I mastered resonance-based leadership. So this is the energetic side of business most people skip. Like, I started leading with depth, creating from overflow. Let me say this again, creating from overflow. It is so natural for people to be emotionally poor on their way to riches, or emotionally poor while rich. Both happen. Both those things happen, because what happens when you're creating from overflow is that I am already overflow. I am overflow. Like, I am overflow. I speak to people I wanted to rise with. That's how I position myself as that leader. I've mastered resonance-based leadership because I understand this is the energetic side to business that most people skip. I want you to know something, that scaling is a soft skill. You want to scale from your 5K, 10K, 20K months to 30K, 40K, 50K, 60K months. You want to scale that route? Scaling is a soft skill. You learn all the hard skills at the beginning. You learn the frameworks, the content, the branding, the positioning, the messaging, the selling, the launching, the sales pages, all of the things that are the tangible that people get so stuck in because that's the thing that they think they can control, right? Rule number 1, lose the control so you can gain all of it. It's like that they think they can control, and they continuously put their minds on that and focus on that thing, because they don't actually want to feel, which resonance is a feeling. It's an emotional part. So soft skills is the inner work. It's the identity shifting, the beliefs, the feeling, the somatics, the actual aspect and the tools that we utilize in order for me to, hey, I can be and in my sensations. I can be with the experience, but not merge with the experience. And all of a sudden, I've opened up my capacity to hold more people and be a resonant leader so people can feel the embodiment come through me. So when I calibrated my nervous system to hold more and showed up from that energy, my audience feels that. And that's when the high level leaders start pouring in to my world. You know, it makes sense because I spend 100K in mentorship through a DM. I'm willing to like $75,000, bing, 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 in a DM. I didn't need a sales page. I didn't need anything else. Why? Because they resonated. I felt the nervous system conversation. And you know why it happens for me? People just automatically ding, ding in my DMs. 8K in full, 10K in full, 15K in full. Pay in full through a DM because they feel the first resonant part, the nervous system conversation that I'm having with people because I'm embodied in it. I believe in it. I believe in the message and the movement and the mission. And it is something that I will constantly create from overflow because I believe in it so much that I have so much to give. That is overflow. I'm not creating because I have so much, which I do. I'm rich. I'm rich in all the fucking things that I get to be rich in. And you don't even realize how rich you are. And it's not always based in money, but that shit is fucking yummy. And I love money. So it's rich in all the things. Okay. Number 4 is I refined my brand identity until it was unmistakable. Not just what I offer, but who I am inside of the work. You know what's so funny is that like, of course, I was able to pay 100K investment in mentorship in 62 days. Of course. Why? Because when you scale the entire woman, the entire creative, the entire visionary inside, when you decide that I am going to do all of this work, it's inevitable. Your success is fucking inevitable. It's literally inevitable. It cannot not work. It literally cannot not work. So when you do this, you have to understand 95%, like 100% of your results, only 5% of those results are strategic, are the things that you do outside of you. The frameworks, the content, the positioning, the messaging, you know, the sales pages, the launching, the offer suite, the offers, all of those things are outside of you. That's only 5% of your success. 95% inside. 95% nervous system capacity, mindset, health set, the body. So when I refine my brand identity, who I am inside of the work, my content, my presence, my voice, it all started doing the heavy lifting before someone ever got to a sales page or into the DMs with me. This is the power of being unmissable. When your brand lives in people's bodies, you become an absolute fucking no-brainer. So people ask me like all of the time, how do you attract high caliber clients? It's not about fancy branding or high ticket pricing. Like, here, let me give you the highest ticket pricing just to let you think that I'm like a high ticket. The people pay this much money for me. It's about becoming the match. You go first as the leader. Your most aligned clients aren't just buying access to your work. They're buying attunement to your frequency. They're buying the way you hold yourself. They're buying the vision you've built and the power they feel from simply being in it. So if you want to call high-level clients, you better be living a high-level integrity. So I don't just teach this, I embody this style of energy. And because of that, when high-level visionaries land in my world, it's not just a good fit, it's instant recognition. It's like they feel the mission, they see themselves inside of it, and they say yes before their brain even catches up because I've done the work to become someone worth saying yes to. So let's circle back. The ROI of mentorship and why people miss it. So I invested 100K this year. I won't even add up how much money I've spent over the last 5 years of even discovering mentorship, discovering mentorship. You know, people are so unwilling to invest in mentorship because it's this lone wolf mentality, or I've been a part of that. You know, some people are. You aren't. You aren't, because you wouldn't be in this room if you were. There's something inside of you that is dying to just like go, 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 press the button, say the yes, go for it. And then there's another part of you that's trying to stop you, but you see both parts as you, and you listen to both parts. You listen, and one will override the other. Which one will it be? Which one will it be? And I'll tell you one thing. If your desires do not outweigh your fear, the one that tells you not to go is always going to win. So make the mission so fulfilling, make the desire so fucking big that you cannot not win, that it would hurt more to stay right here, the very same, at this level, at this standard right now. It would hurt more to stay here than to actually move toward your desires. It would hurt more to stay put than to go and get in the fucking arena and fucking fight gladiator style. Like it would hurt more to stay the same, to stay in the comfort zone than go beyond you. You know, business scaling is a spiritual fucking experience, because beyond it, the word beyond is the epitome of a spiritual journey, because we want to go beyond ourselves. But only the select few are willing to do that. Everybody's selected. Not everybody takes the assignment. Thank you. I took that fucking assignment, and I take that fucking assignment very fucking seriously. Very fucking seriously. So when I think about investing $100K this year and making it back in 62 days, fucking of course. What if I had waited until I was ready? Until I had the savings, until I had proven the funnel or the perfect brand, or until someone said, you will be here in exactly this many days, I'd still be where I was last year. Not even last year, 5 years ago. I'd still be where I was before I invested in it. I'd still be working my ass off. I'd still be in my one-to-one work. I'd still be maybe, and none of it's wrong, which is so funny because I was in overflow before I ever did any of this. I just thought, hey, why the fuck not? I'm being pointed in this direction. I got really good at in my creative industry. Now I'm going to do something a little different. Now I'm going to put myself in a position to be really wobbly and to see what the fuck happens. So of course, every time someone does that and holds and doesn't give up and just honestly just learns staying power, learns how to not merge with the experience that their body is trying to get them to do. When you don't merge with that experience, you become the witness, the watcher, the observer, the part of you that is the awareness, that just aware of everything, allows yourself to deeply feel everything, but not merge with the experience or the feeling or the sensation or the thought or the story or the narratives going on in your motherfucking brain. I'd still be there if I did not do this. Working hard, staying stuck, wondering when my moment would come. Mentorship isn't just about receiving, it's about who you become when you choose yourself at that level. It's about stretching into the next version of you before you're her. And the safest, most profitable investment you'll ever make is the one you make in the mission you were born to lead. Not just the offers, not just the income, but the movement, the mastery, the magnetic leadership that turns your entire business into a fucking lighthouse for the most aligned clients on earth. Okay? So if you're sitting here and listening to this, knowing you're made for more, not just more clients, more sales, more numbers, but more impact, more depth, more resonance, more movement behind your name, this is your invitation. Because you know what I want to do and what I want to say is I want to thank anybody out there that sold something to me, that made an offer that got me from where I was to where I wanted to go, that said, I've done this, here is the way, that went first before me and sold that shit to me. I thank every one of them, because I wouldn't be in this position to be so fuck yeah, of course I'm going to make $100K back in the time less than I spent it. Of course I'm going to spend $100K on mentorship in this year, for this year, and make it back before the end of a quarter. That makes sense to me. It's because of how we lead ourselves. So this is your invitation to go all in on your mission, to master your fucking medicine, to back it with unapologetic strategy, and to rise as a leader your industry didn't even know it was waiting for. The leaders I work with aren't just chasing the next sale. They're building the kind of brand that ripples for fucking decades. This is what makes you undeniable, bitch. Okay, so go out there with full wild abandon and go banana crazy. And you know where to find me if you desire to have someone in your back pocket, right next to you, rooting you along, holding you accountable every step of the fucking way. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next episode.